Look at that. We're live. We got Nick Oosting back in the house. We do, before we hit the timer, we got a brief announcement Nick and I were just talking about. Absolutely. We have one more fan of the show. We do got a Theodore Lincoln Perry who arrived on Sunday at about 8:30 p.m. and that kid has more hair than me. So I got some questions, Nick. Have you been visiting my house recently? But the mom and baby are all right there. So now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about some fun stuff because we're talking about household sizes and a loan.
How dedicated you are to your people. 3 days after your baby's born, right? Is it 3 days now?
Yep.
It was a Sunday. So 3 days. You're in here at the podcast trying to tell the people what they can do to get a loan. Or
we can talk about how crazy it is. People think that Crown Point might not be the most commutable distance to O'Hare Airport. I can assure you can make it from the Terminal 3 parking lot, surface parking, to Franciscan and Crown Point, which is 65 and 231. You can make it in 52 minutes if you really try.
If you really try.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about how we got there, but if you really try. Anyways.
But you made it.
We made it.
Congratulations. Good
Thank you.
Absolutely.
You've added.
Boy, huh?
Yeah. And you've added an addition to the crew. Pretty soon we're going to have 10 followers.
We're moving up in the world, Tony.
All right. You guys ready? We ready to rock? We hit the timer? All right.
Let's get these people what they need.
Let's talk about it. So, Nick, if I told you there's a loan with zero down, competitive interest rates, lower mortgage insurance than FHA, backed by the federal government, who cares about that? Would you assume it might be too good to be true?
I would.
All right. And, we'll talk about it. So this is going to be the USDA Guaranteed Loan, the most underused, misunderstood product in the Midwest.
Yep. And what if we told you it's not for farms, not for the middle of nowhere, which is the common misconception?
No.
With USDAs. You gotta be, it's a farm, or
it's a stake
way out. Yeah, right. USDA. What are we talking about here?
So let's define it properly, right? Okay. It's not for farms. It's for single family homes.
Yes.
Okay. It's a residential mortgage. So this is not what you're using to buy 100 acres of land, although it does get confusing because all of a sudden you introduce the USDA, you think crops, cows, all of that stuff. But no, this is single family homes to encourage home ownership outside of urban clusters.
Absolutely. So instead of thinking acreage and tractors, which is the common misconceptions, think more subdivisions, small town, everything edge of suburban communities. So just outside it.
She thinks my tractor's sexy.
Yeah.
Obviously I got so we talk about
doing all right,
subdivisions, small towns, areas that are eligible, right? We can pull up this map real quick, and this is going to be maybe a little tough to see.
Surprise a lot of people.
In Illinois and Indiana, there are more areas that are eligible for USDA financing than there are that are not.
So the unshaded portion is the areas that are eligible.
Correct. So if you got that dark yellow stain on there, we can't do USDA, but everywhere else, USDA is eligible. Yeah, so key towns in our area, my hometown, Peatone, Illinois, which is now your hometown, and then your hometown of Beecher, right?
Absolutely.
You got
areas.
Yeah, you got Mantino falls into there too, and like east of Kankakee, west of Kankakee, all over northwest Indiana. Once you get a little bit southern Lake County and further, it's way more available than what most people would think.
So you can be still surrounded by close to say bigger cities or bigger suburban areas, and just be a little bit outside of it, and you're still there. You don't got to go deep in trenches where it's just land and that's all you're seeing. You're allowed to buy homes. Some of these communities have Targets in them or Walmarts in them. They got restaurants. People do live there. Yep. So we got those. Key points, right? No down payment. Big.
That is when you're paying a lot of rent. You have a lot of expenses. Maybe you're just graduating college and entering the workforce. We got those. One of the other parts of the income limits, we were talking about this. I think you were surprised. I saw your eyes open up on this. So USDA does have a household income limit. So if two people are on the loan or one person on the loan, but there's also another adult household member, all of that income counts towards this limit. But in Will County, Nick, 1 to 4 person household, that income limit's $137,850. If you go to a 5+ household, which look at, I just hit that five, $182,000 a year in household income limit. Kankakee County and Lake County, Indiana, same thing, $119,850 on the 1 to 4s and $158,250 on the 5+.
Wow.
So
you're talking a big difference there.
Yeah, these are 30-year fixed mortgages. They do have kind of like FHA, they have an upfront mortgage insurance premium and a monthly one. the monthly one is actually substantially cheaper than FHA. So this is one of my favorite loan products. And again,
you're putting less money down and you're having a better deal.
that is it, man. That's too good to be true. It almost sounds like it, but I can promise you, we have clients that have closed on these, right?
We have tons, yes.
So you want to run through some myths, maybe? You know, you hear some questions about this product, right?
I have questions on this because we get this all the time. This is an important thing, and it's Tony's always, our guy that we go to with this. So we got some questions that we normally get asked that I want you to answer for us, since you are the main professional when it comes to that kind of stuff.
All right.
Let's rapid fire real quick. Okay. Is it only for first-time home buyers? I get that all the time.
No.
Not.
You can actually use this as a product where you are contingent on the sale of a property.
Mm-hmm.
So doesn't have to be first-time home buyer. It could be a repeat, but you can't have more than 2 properties at the time of the closing.
Yep. So don't let your mind tell you something that's not true. Ask us.
Yep.
You'll know, because we have done that.
Exactly.
Is it only for farmers?
Absolutely not.
All right.
Any type of regular qualifying income, whether it's employed income, retirement income, all of that stuff. So not just for farmers.
Okay. And a lot of ones we always get, and when people shy away with this, even though it's 0% down, they think it's harder to qualify. Is it hard to qualify?
No. Okay. It is. There are some a little bit, I guess, heavier debt to income ratio restrictions on these.
Yep.
But there are way more forgiving credit availability, wait times, and all that stuff. So I would say one of the easier loan products to actually qualify for.
That's wonderful. So now does it take forever to close a loan?
Oh.
Doing the USDA? Is this going to drag it out 60 days? Can we close in their regular timeline?
Right. These are typically loans we can close in the 28 to 30 day window. If your lender doesn't know how to do USDA, then yeah, you're signing up for a long misery.
Unfamiliar with the product, which is maybe why a lot of lenders push it away.
It is a yes, it's an intensive product from the mortgage perspective on documentation.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of lenders don't like to do it, and there's just a lot of fundamental misunderstanding. So to be clear, we're talking about the USDA guaranteed mortgage. This is the one that lenders like us, we originate. We send it off to USDA to review for their final commitment, and we close them. There is another product, the USDA direct loan, where the USDA actually, the government agency, funds that mortgage. And these get mixed up a ton. Those products do take a long time. They're subject to government funding availability. So again, we want to talk about USDA guaranteed, not USDA direct.
Absolutely. So that's important stuff right there.
And I mean, the geography stuff too, I think gets a little confusing too.
Yeah. Well, those are main questions I think that I typically get. So,
and you cover Illinois, Indiana, and Michigan. You saw that map.
Michigan was pretty wide open right there. I might have to bring this up in there and see.
Yeah, be driving down 94 just flashing the USDA stuff. But I think from the lending side of it, right? Buyers are always shocked when they see that map. I can really do that there. I'm like, yeah, man. Like
I was shocked.
That's the biggest thing. So I mean, the real question, Nick, would you live 15 extra minutes from work if it meant that you didn't have to come up with $25,000 or more for a down payment?
Always going to depend on the qualified buyer, but you're talking 15 minutes. You're saving a bunch of money, keeping that money in the bank. It's a great thing to at least talk about, think about, and have a conversation. So
this is again why we talk about mortgages aren't one size fits all. They're one size fits one. So what if you work remote, you don't even have to commute, right? Like you have all these other opportunities. As long as there's internet, it's going to work.
We qualify buyers that have, wanted to stay in that certain area and didn't even realize that this was available to them. You move them 10, 15 minutes away, and all of a sudden the qualified opens their eyes, opens their mind to obviously different possibilities and home ownership.
I mean, it's powerful for buyers who have a strong income or, just a recently strong income, but haven't accumulated cash for various reasons. They're young. They just started this. They're paying a ton in rent right now, right? We've helped a family that was paying an arm and a leg on rent. It was hard to get ahead, and they were able to get a house for less than what they're paying in rent.
What about buyers who have cash who want to preserve?
Our favorite. How many times do you get that question? How can I do this with the leastest for the mostest, right? Or the mostest for the leastest.
Yep. Even though they're strong buyers, might be a possibility.
I guess we got overtime on here, which we earned it.
Stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So young families relocating, right? Rebuilding savings after renting. I don't know why, man. It's 2026. Why are people still talking about 20% down, Nick?
I don't know. It's been, as long as I've been in it, you have not needed 20% down in order to order a home. 0% down, you can own a home.
It's not better. It's not worse. It's situational. Does your situation require it? So I think the biggest mistakes buyers come to in this stuff is not choosing the wrong loan. It's not getting all of the options presented. And as someone that works with lots of buyers, I think you see that pretty frequently, right?
Well, yes, and you're one of the lenders that is pretty sophisticated and well versed in all types of loans, not just certain types, depending on where you're from. You're from the area, you know what I mean, but you do loans in all different. Most lenders and real estate agents don't want to talk about it because they don't think about it because it's not there. You know, real estate, you know, it's not about hype. It's not about you know what you see. You know what I mean? It's about structure. It's about process. It's about buying a home, selling a home. Is the real estate agent handling it? It's all about structure. The fun part is buying and selling.
We've talked about structure.
The hard part, the non-fun part, not the hard part. The non-fun part is just to structure what you do in your everyday life in order to make that happen, whether it's selling a home as a real estate agent or selling a home as the homeowner, buying, vice versa.
And let your mortgage person, your real estate agent, let us carry that weight a little bit. We do this every day.
Yep.
So let us, if you have the questions, we will explain the structure to you as much as you want. Let's talk about, run through this since we're in OT here real quick, right?
Yep.
So I don't know, Nick, why do we still equate zero down with irresponsible?
Just a myth out there that people have. I guess.
There's a lot of ways that we can talk about, leveraging responsibly here too. I don't know why buyers or sellers are afraid of this product. Now there is the one thing. So you're familiar. We've talked about FHA minimum property requirements, VA minimum property requirements. USDA follows those. So peeling paint, lead-based paint, that kind of stuff can get flagged, but it's all fixable.
Yeah.
Right. We see this all the time.
Yeah.
Is rule a mindset or a zip code? I think this is a zip code. Like
that's it.
I grew up in Peatone. It feels kind of rule, but it's 60468.
Yeah. That's it.
What's more important, Nick? What do you think? Owning faster or waiting until you feel perfect?
Oh. Well, I mean, it depends, but I would say owning faster if you can with knowing the right tools that you have in order to get there.
That's the best one.
So
doing it responsibly.
Don't rush it, but maybe rush the conversations before you think, okay, I get a perfect position, and then I'm going to call Tony, I'm going to call Nick, I'm going to call my people who I trust. You know what I mean?
That's it. I think having that conversation, you don't charge per the minute. You're not a phone operator like that, right? You encourage those conversations.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Let's put that product together. Let's put that process together, and then you can see what it looks like, and you make the decision for yourself.
Yeah, 100%. Talk to professionals. Before you think you're in a perfect spot to get yourself to the perfect spot.
That's it. Anything else?
That's it, man. We're real estate's rock and rolling. We're in the spring market. Let's keep it going. If you want to own a home this year and you want to put 0% down, right here's the way to do it.
How do we get you?
630-284-9624. Like to follow our social medias at Realtor Nick Oosting. Gonna make one small announcement.
Yeah.
We got our bunny day, March 21st. Tony will be there.
I'm not the bunny.
He's not the bunny. No, Tony's out front and center. If you got questions about the stuff, he's the guy to go to. He'll be there to answer you in person. But we're gonna have a lot of fun at the Boulevard Barn Vineyard. And a lot of people last year were expecting a similar turnout this year.
I think we're sold out, maybe, but
we're sold out for now. Yep.
You could maybe drop not another 3-putt follower, and we could maybe find you another ticket. We know a guy or two.
Ticket, huh?
Yeah, there we go. Hey, there you go. We got to follow us for a ticket. We'll get you into the sold out event.
There you go.
All right, we're out of here.
I'm done. Cut the show.